Now, if this was my open mic, I'd probably start singing right now, which I can't sing, which makes it funny. But like she said, my name is Ronald. I also go by R. Preston Clark. I was going to curse, but then I decided it was too positive, and I like little people, so let me do something else. So, I got 3 pieces for you. 2 memorized, 1 I'm going to read, and the first one I always struggle to get through, so hopefully I don't mess up. All right. She found my soul splintered into pieces on my bedroom floor. Picked up each piece, examined their merit, and decided to put them back together if only I'd let her. We started with the conversation. She tiptoed around the subtleties of my manhood like an orphan child running around a house that wasn't there. She knew things I didn't know about myself. She coerced my insecurities into uncomfortable positions, forcing them to come together and set themselves ablaze, martyrs of the man I once was. She picked up my chin and made me face her reality. She kissed my lips, shunning my lack of intimacy. She toasted a future I'd given up on years ago. She was the catalyst to effuse them from a past of indiscretion. She was the 3rd day to my Easter, resurrecting my spirit until I was strong enough to walk out of my tomb alone. See, she shared her oxygen with me when she knew I couldn't breathe. Shared her essence in order to provide me with my own, gave me life like she was my mother in the fall of 1986. She was the stream my blood swam through. A personification of a feeling I thought I was immune to. She reunited my heart with my self-esteem and told them they better start agreeing with one another. Yeah. So they did. And we did. And us did. For eternity. So Lisa, I finally got through that joint. It's funny with poetry, like, you wrote it, and then there'll be one line you just mess up all the time. I'm like, I wrote you down, how can I not remember you? Like, this gets on my nerves. And one thing you'll learn about me is that I'll say a really deep poem, then crack jokes in between, and do another deep poem. So, it's my way of relaxing. So, don't mind me. But alright, let me do this one. Okay. He brings home diseases like groceries. Frolicking inside anything not named wife, he carves down her lifespan with each stroke, replaying the motion as if it would never happen again. But it happened again. His manhood dangling erect in front of women of the night, he could not control himself. At home, he smiled ear to ears. His children jumped in his lap, unknowingly placing their bottoms at the sight of their mother's killer. She was submissive, willingly providing what he needed. She loved him. He loved her too, but he loved himself more. He wanted more than her petite frame could satisfy, even though she put forth enough effort to run a solar-powered windmill in the Mojave. Engaging in sexual behaviors, her mother would give the side eye. She did it because he expected her to. He expected her to. Obliged based on a misconstrued reading of the word submit, but somehow he was able to omit other phrasings God mistakenly placed in his copy. Thou shalt not read to him like a suggestion instead of a commandment, so he skimmed over it and moved on to passages of the good book that proved relevant to his own choices. And those choices put the mother of his children in a position the Karma Sutra did not teach. Legs spread for a white coat like a sick joke, her giggles turned into screams. And after 6 months of seasoning, her screams turned to ashes. A victim of the carnival urges of a man with no self-control, laid to rest next to the sisters who moved on before her. Chained together forever by circumstance, at the hands of the ones they gave their hearts to. Alright, so, this was the moment where I was going to curse. But I decided not to. The beauty of having internet on your phone is you can pull up your Facebook notes and find a poem that you want to read. So, I'm going to read a poem I've literally never read out loud to other human beings. So you guys are special because I'm going to read this to you guys. Because I like you. You seem awesome. And I'm awesome. We'll be awesome together. Alright? Alright. Now, done with the comedy and let's get back to deepness. Here we go. Kyle only remembers the shape of his father's back. The way his head bowed in shame, praying a prayer that would never be answered, he left without turning Kyle into a man. Kyle laid his head on 12 different pillows in 5 years, bouncing from the bosoms of numerous mothers. His name was on checks loved and signed, a property of the state, given up for adoption by the only man who was there during his conception, Kyle's mother. Victim of faulty medicine and a birth canal, unprepared for the pressures of Kyle's entry, died on the table, leaving Kyle's father to raise a boy he planned on leaving anyway. Mistresses aligned days of the week his corporate account supported, Kyle's forehead print permanently ingrained in the window pane, waiting, as Dad swam through the wounds of the unnamed, the unworthy, those of the concubine lineage, filth, naked with the truth of a boy man's clothing. That man didn't last long. It only took 6 years before he gave up his rights, left Kyle on the doorsteps of the system, a 6-year-old boy with 2 tragic endings to parents unfit for their new roles. The system tried. But Kyle didn't know what a hug was, didn't understand the meaning of a kiss, and fought his way out of loving homes that were trying to do what he long thought wasn't possible. So the system gave up, placing him in homes of known foster child collectors who didn't know their kids by name, only by what time of the week. The check came. Like Catalina said, my host Lyrical Exchange, which is at Queen Bee's in North Park on Ohio Street, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock from 8 to 11. There's a lot of shenanigans that transpire. If you think I'm crazy here, this is me normal. So, so you don't want to see me there. But I definitely would appreciate if you guys could come out and enjoy yourself.